Welcome to this Pathfinder lore dive on Hill Giants. Let's not waste any time. My name is Polyhedral, let's dive in. Quote, "The sky dropped boulders onto our tracks, spooking our mule. 3 Hill Giants blindsided Dange before I had my rapier out. They absorbed every bone-breaking punch Urit threw at them before laying him out next. I was fool enough to think I could sneak between the 3 of them to check on my allies. I wasn't even at the edge of Dange's blood splatter when I was beaten end over end by a Hill Giant on his way to the true target, our mule. They left 2 of my allies dead and abandoned. A fortune in platinum for a half-dead beast of burden. The worst part is, I was fool enough to be surprised. Former Pathfinder Artella Nayet on her retirement." End quote. This quote is from the Pathfinder book Giants Revised, and truly captures the true natures and priorities of Hill Giants. These creatures are 10 foot tall, 1,000-pound humanoids who look more or less like heavy-set humans, albeit incredibly large ones. They have skin tones which vary from light brown to tan due to being in the sun all day, and they have brown or black hair which usually falls out of the top of their head due to constant exposure to the sun. In fact, the only parts of their body that don't receive nearly constant rays from the sun are anything below their massive bellies. This makes their legs a pallid white or gray color. They are usually clad in fur and rotting hides, which they patch and replace as needed, never washing or mending them. They wield massive great clubs, swinging them wildly at anything that gets too close. The society of Hill Giants is crude, much like they are. They are dim-witted, selfish creatures. Beauty and intelligence are laughed at by Hill Giants, and the only thing they value is strength. Being strong is easy, and Hill Giants love easy. Hill Giants are a little more intelligent than animals, and their culture and society show it. The smallest Hill Giants of the tribe are nicknamed Guffs, and this is an incredibly insulting name for a Hill Giant. They also refer to humanoids and other creatures smaller than them as Guffs, and they regard the stature of a creature to be correlated to that of a creature's strength. In light of the mockery of the individuals known as Guffs, these shorter giants are given the same responsibilities as anyone else in the tribe, and tend to do just as well at it. There is very little social structure found in Hill Giant tribes, but the most important is the chieftain position. Chieftains are slightly smarter than other Hill Giants, and they know what it takes to help the tribe survive. They are usually chosen from the strongest among the tribe, and once chosen, they are the law. They organize raids, not that the raids are in any way structured, but the chieftain makes sure the raids are on productive targets. These leaders are never really able to organize the tribe into any sort of governance, but a gifted or powerful chieftain may help the tribe conquer a small area for a time. A tribe without a chieftain is even more barbaric and unorganized than a normal tribe. Most giants find themselves living in caves and other natural shelters, but the chieftain lives on their own private building, usually a badly constructed hut. As I already said, the only thing these giants value is strength. Wisdom and experience mean nothing to them, and they outright despise the elders of the tribe, tolerating them only if the chieftain says to do so. They see the older giants as liabilities. They do not provide and still take resources. To a Hill Giant, they are weak, and that means they are lesser. If food and resources are scarce, nothing is stopping the tribe from leaving behind their elders, or even just outright killing them. Of course, Hill Giant elders are not all that common. The brutal, dirty lifestyle of the Hill Giant keeps most of them from reaching a century in age, though they can live up to 200 years if they survive that long. Despite their great physicality, these giants actually tend to start a fight at range, tossing at their enemies boulders, livestock, and any other projectile lying around. Once their quarry has been softened up, the giants will attack quickly and ferociously. To the average Hill Giant, violence is always the answer. Whatever they cannot take with sheer violent force, they likely will not have. Luckily for them, most of what they want can be achieved through violent force alone. Hill Giants' needs and wants can be summed up in 3 words: food, destruction, and sex. These creatures often lead raids on caravans, industrious villages, or roving herds of livestock. During these raids, each giant will steal as much meat as possible for them to bring back to their tribe. They are also known to take entire cows, goats, and pigs home to be cooked whole and served warm. While meat is the main staple of their diet, potatoes and other starches are eaten when available. These raids also fulfill the giant's second need, destruction. A love of wanton chaos can be seen in each raid. Completely unnecessary, meaningless mayhem, destruction, and violence are bound to be found anytime a hill giant tribe is raiding a village or encampment. Hill giants are known slavers. They take men and women from their raids and put them to work as laborers for the tribe. Certain warriors or particularly strong slaves may be used in battle. Quote, even though their greatest need is for laborers in large numbers, hill giant tribes particularly enjoy enslaving enemy warriors for use in their own battles. Such enslaved fighters are the first to be sacrificed in frontal assaults and hastily planned raids, and are often set loose as distractions before the tribe makes a more organized attack. Slaves who show their prowess in the fight and manage to live through more than a couple battles may eventually be adopted into the hill giant tribe, though such instances are incredibly rare, and few non-hill giants desire such an allegiance. Particularly powerful magic users mean nothing to the hill giants, and anyone trying to impress them with magical skills will find themselves put to even harder labor. The last need of the giant is sated once the destruction ends. Much like everything else about hill giant society, mating is disorganized at best. Any free time a hill giant has, whenever they aren't eating or raiding, they are mating. Because of this, it's a rare sight to see a female hill giant not pregnant. Chieftains get first pick of their mates, but that's really all there is for rules on hill giant mating habits. Polygamy is well documented in hill giants, yet it seems the giants have a very territorial stance on their preferred sexual partners. Though, in cases other than the chieftain, these preferences are rarely followed. Incest is common as well, though not to the same extent that leaves ogres disfigured and mutated. But if these creatures, like rabbits, there must be billions of them, right? Well, pregnancy in hill giants is, as you might expect, brutish and dangerous. Pregnant females do not change their lifestyle, and they raid and fight just like every other member of the tribe. They have no qualms about putting their unborn child in danger. This, as you might have guessed, leads to a high rate of miscarriages in hill giants. Only around 1 in 3 pregnancies result in a live birth, and that doesn't take into account children who won't live to see their first year, not to mention adolescents. When a live child is born after a pregnancy similar in length to humans, the tribe has a feast, though not for the reasons you may expect. From Giants Revisited, quote, the feast is not a celebration of birth, but rather a measurement of the tribe's resources as giants make preparations for another mouth to feed. If the tribe still has an abundant store or reliable source of food after the feast, the baby is celebrated and ritualistically scarified to symbolize its allegiance to the tribe. If, after the meal, the chieftain determines that the tribe cannot sustain another member, the baby is killed. The chieftain kills the baby publicly to remind the tribe that its future depends on the hunt, and the corpse is used as bait to attract game so the tribe might have more food when the next child is born. End quote. This is probably one of the most brutal things I have read about in Galarian lore. That being said, there are some notes of hill giants who, breaking away from their nature, do not relish in the misdeeds and chaos found in hill giant society. Particularly wise hill giants may find themselves leaving the tribe to seek a more fulfilling life than pillaging and raiding. They may wander a while, seeing what world they can beyond the tribe's territory. But some find themselves faced with a group of humanoids. If peaceful, these people may allow the giant into their group to trade, or perhaps for protection. The giant may become a productive member of that society, adopting their customs and overcoming the basal urges of their kin. They may even find themselves in the position of being a crude diplomat with nearby hill giant tribes. Other hill giants, though, will shun these outsiders at best, and, at worst, they will hunt them down like dogs. So much for a happy ending, I guess. This video was a lot of fun to make, and it's been a long time coming. Before we go, I want to call attention to Humble Bundle, who, at the time of this writing, they have a great deal going on. In partnership with Paizo, they're doing a book bundle. You can actually get over $400 worth of books for just like a fraction of that. You can get the entire Extinction Curse adventure path for just $25, which is a fantastic deal. This isn't sponsored or anything, but I just wanted to point it out. So if it sounds like something that you're interested in, go get it. It's very cheap and you get a lot of PDFs for it at a really good price. One of the main sources for this video that I used was called Giants Revisited. That's where the quotes from this video came from. And I actually got that in a Humble Bundle that they did with Paizo before this. At the time of writing this, there are still 7 days left, so go get it if you haven't already. Anyways, if you liked the video, leave a like. Which giant should I cover next? The immense fire giant, the barbaric frost giant, or what about the gigantic rune giant? You let me know. And until our next lore dive, goodbye.